Alright, well basically what's going on here is a stream viewer asked me to like spectate one of their games and like help them improve so they can gain more ELO and solo queue. And so I'm gonna spectate him and like go over his gameplay. I'm not sure if I'm gonna talk much or anything, but afterwards I'm definitely going to be talking to him about what I think he can improve on. We'll see how things go. And I guess he's playing Xerath this game on the purple team. Let's see. His mid versus Xerath. I don't really know that matchup that well. Whoops. Alright, I'm gonna just set this to follow him the entire game. So you can see what he does. He's in like the 1300 yellows, like mid 1300 right now, and I think his top was 1500. Probably one of the bigger things that is gonna be really evident about this game is that he's gonna be like underfarmed compared to higher ELO players. Usually my goal as any person other than support is 150 CS by 20 minutes. The only reason I'd ever like get lower than that is it's either because you're playing AP mid and you're roaming and actually getting kills and helping lanes. Otherwise, you shouldn't really be dropping under 150 CS to like break out of 1500 and get into the 1600 or 1700 ELOs. Yes, I think that's what I feel like most of the people at that level can somewhat consistently get that.
Only a spark of my magic to end you.
Looks like they're invading, and no one on the other team is protecting their jungler. Oh, but they got CV'd.
Minions have spawned.
All those pings. That was really nice of him. If I was him, I probably would. At that point, I probably would have just stayed in lane. Blitzcrank would have helped them anyway. Good pull. So he came to lane behind because he helped with not Blitzcrank, he helped Skarner with that pull, which I don't think he really needed to, but it happens. See how he does in lane. I feel like he can bully Fizz more just because he's melee and he has to come into last hit. He's actually doing an okay job right now. because he personally likes Xerath too. I don't really like Xerath for as far as like solo queue stomp fest because he requires like a lot of work and positioning. Looks like he's gonna die here and give up this blood. Dang, he just switched to directed camera like automatically. This game. Well, there I think Xerath just needs to use his range a lot more against Fizz. Fizz early on is kind of annoying a little bit, especially where he uses, I think it's called Playful Trickster, where he jumps on his pole there. I think he could have used the, I don't know Xerath's abilities, but the one that causes the stun after getting hit a second time by a spell. I think he could have thrown that, baited the Playful Trickster, and then stunned him, and could have potentially bursted him down, or at least put him in a position where he's like ahead in potions. But then again, I'm not crazy familiar with this matchup. Get back on him. Doing. Let's look at that experience being super low. Felt like knowing that Fizz was out of the lane and not there, he could have blew some mana to push the lane a little bit, so potentially deny some CS and experience from Fizz, since Fizz is level higher than him now, and he has to play extremely safe at this point because he has no flash. I'm not sure if he burned his and his ignite's still up, but he has no flash at all. So like, he has to play extremely safe and play the range game. He needs after he lands that I don't know what it is. I think it's Q. Or is it Q? Let me see. It's here, huh? Oh no, his E. Whenever he lands his E, he needs to wait a second to bait the Playful Trickster out. So I'm pretty sure this Fizz, like on reaction of seeing that, would just like spam Playful Trickster. If he did that, I think he'd be a little bit more advantageous mid. Wow, that all missed. He got pretty lucky there. That all missed. Let's see, pulling that flash so early and like getting caught by Fizz. This is like puts Xerath in such a bad position. I do like he got a ward and has the 2 Dorian rings, so like he has some better survivability in lane now and some of that mana regen. Let's see, it's 6:57, so blue should be spawning like within the next like 10-15 seconds, depending when Skarner killed it. So he'll be able to either push the lane or like abuse Fizz a little, since Fizz is melee and he has to come in for the CS. He got a little trigger happy there. He has to keep in mind about Fizz's Playful Trickster. That's like the only annoying thing to deal with. I don't know why he did that flash. That was like a really bad flash. Even if he landed anything, I don't think he would even get a kill. It was like a really random aggressive flash. Now he has to play that like really passive game again. Unless like Skarner's gonna come gank right now or anything. Oh, this is another ult. Ooh, this died. And see, now that Zeth has blue, he can be a little bit more of a bully, especially with his range against Fizz. CS wise, they actually caught like back up a little bit, which is pretty good. Now that Fizz came back in lane after buying though, it's probably going to be pretty tough on Xerath to like be able to bully him out, especially since he finished that Catalyst. Unfortunate. Seems right now like a really big problem he's having is he's blowing flash for like almost no reason sometimes. So it's putting him in a bad position because his hero has like no real escape, whereas Fizz can close the gap pretty easily. So you need that flash to be able to just like jump the tower, not be using it so aggressive like that like he has been. So Fizz is slowly snowballing his lane, slowly but surely. That would have been a cool random double kill. Okay, there we go. He picked up a kill there, which is nice. Or assist. I guess Graves took it. This is nice. Graves is like winning his lane pretty well too, so it's okay. I don't know why it like switches direct to camera and then doesn't. I'm gonna switch back to what I wanted it to. This is good. He's pushing the lane. When Fizz isn't here, anyone's there, you always want to just push the lane before you go anywhere or do anything, just so you can deny CS, deny experience. It's always nice, especially when you fell behind. It comes down to having a flash up more with that aggression. Really, this matchup it seems definitely like you have to rely on that flash because you have no escape as Xerath, and like he blew flash a few times already, very poorly. And now he's paying for it really hard because he can just do whatever he wants. This is kind of like Ari in the sense too that he can just tower dive. And it makes like the whole matchup like a little bit more annoying when you don't have an escape up. right here. I don't know if he's pushing the lane to like try to force it to reset, but right now, if I was in his position, my goal would only to like make Fizz push the lane and just like keep it right in front of my tower, just so I have that comfort zone where I can just keep running back and he's forced to tower dive me to get a kill, and also it leaves room for my jungler to gank because you're behind and you just need that extra pressure from your jungler. Though this is like the 1300 to 1400 ELOs, and I think junglers at this range don't have that game sense to know like I shouldn't be ganking like for instance like bottom lane. I would probably not worry about if I was jungling in this game because they're already starting to snowball a lane, and like you can't win the lane any harder, especially when bottom lanes like the kills bottom lane aren't worth as much gold as like say this Fizz mid, because he has a streak, so he's worth a lot more gold right now, so he's like more juicier target. Slow reaction.
Rampage.
At least he was able to pick up a kill there, so kind of get back into the game a little bit. Like that whole little section where he had nothing to do, it was just kind of like waiting for creeps. I think he could have farmed his wraith, or if he still had that ward up at their wraiths, could have just farmed their wraiths, or like spent that time to looking at different lanes. I wasn't looking at minimap myself, but if there was a lane that looked like it was an easy gank, he could have probably went down there. Though I don't think Death is that much mobile, but when he comes in to a different lane, we can get some stuff to happen just because of stun and all.
Shut down.
So we got the kill on Fizz, which is good since he's gonna get a money boost because he had a streak going. I'm not sure if he'll have more gold than Fizz now. I still think Fizz is a lot stronger in lane 1v1. So what is it? There's about 400 gold difference. For the time in the game right now, I feel like he's severely underfarmed compared to like what higher yellow AP carries would be at. Though he did get 2 kills, but he's been feeding 4 kills. Yeah, I think he was going for Wraiths there, but because he didn't have it warded from before, he's gonna have that problem for accidentally running their jungler Fizz. Because either he was going for Wraiths or he was gonna ward right there. Either way. Kind of risky when you don't know where other people are. Oh, he's gonna die right there. Yeah, so Fizz has Rod of Aegis now, so it's like really tough. Fizz is 5-1 with 2 assists. It's gonna be really tough for him to do anything in lane.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
I don't know what he's doing. Either DC or something. Well, I guess the guy I'm supposed to be spectating either DC or he's AFK for some reason. Should have let Jax get that kill. Jax could have done more with the money. Looks like Xerath's back finally. You can see AFK for some reason. Yeah, he's a little behind Fizz still in gold-wise and item-wise. This is very scary for him. At this point, honestly, he should be trying to like do wraith camps by his by mid lane because he can't do anything, and he's pushing the lane right now, which he shouldn't be doing if he still wants the lane. By pushing the lane, he's just like making it easier for Fizz to farm and deny him more experience. He's not even range. He's to stay in range. Like he wants to stay in range for XP at the very least if he can't CS. But the problem is, since he's pushing the lane, Fizz has more control of the lane now. And so if he comes into range to get experience, he's just gonna get instantly like raped. Looks like Jax is gonna pick up that first kill maybe. Oh Jax, you agreed. There's no... I feel like he could have walked around towards the wraiths and probably be able to save Jax there. Jax would have had something to jump to, and he could also stun Jarvan. But oh well.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Yeah, his CS for the time right now is just really low. One thing at the lower levels, I think mechanics alone can win you more games at lower ELO than actually like knowing heroes and knowing matchups and things like that. And that's always helpful, but if you can mechanically outplay the person in your lane, you should technically like snowball the lane into your favor, even if you never get a kill or anything.
Purple team's turret has been destroyed. Purple team double kill.
Looks like their team's going dragon, which is nice. But Jarvan went. What the heck? Banshees. There's some decent builds for Jarvan. He's dead now. Very unfortunate. I don't think he had any idea it was there. He's gonna die now. Oh, nope. Really good at Jax, it seems. Jax right now is so strong. Oh man, it's Jax. Falls deep. Getting caught. His death cap right now, I guess he's either making, going for like Riley's Crystal Scepter, or what is he doing? He's getting caught. The Madness. Or he's going for Void Staff.
A summoner has disconnected.
I guess he DC'd now. If he was going for Void Staff, I wouldn't agree with that. If you look at the other team, they have almost no magic resist other than for Jarvan. So there's no point in going that so early. If he was going for Riley's, I think it'd be okay because he needs that tankiness, and that slow probably help him land skill shots and just more crowd control for your team. And in solo queue, sometimes all you need is crowd control, even if your team everyone lost their lane. If your team just has like really good crowd control and you get your team to focus the right people, you can usually make it out of your game alive.
Feel my sting!
That fight's really bad for their team. Like they totally losing their chances of winning that, and Xerath is just, I guess, quit the game. Oh, and I guess they surrendered. Alright.
Victory!
So basically, in lane, what it came down to was Xerath made some really silly calls on when to use his flash, and made some really silly calls on when to push the lane, otherwise, or like let it freeze towards his tower. Like the biggest thing you could take from this range of ELO play is honestly mechanics. If you just have better mechanics than the person you're facing against in the lane, you should come out ahead no matter what, even if you actually do feed. I've played some games at that range where I was like being an idiot in lane, and I would go 0-4, but because I was mechanically sound compared to my opponent, I ended up with actually more gold than him mid game, because I was like anywhere from 30 to 40 CS higher, which is a lot. Builds a lot of gold because each kill is generally worth around 12, maybe, especially after dying a couple times, maybe even only 10 CS worth or even less. And because of that, you can still snowball your lane just because you're just better at CSing than your opponent, even if you do feed early on. But yeah, and then another thing being mid is if you ever push your lane and you don't know what to do, you can either farm the opponent's wraiths, your wraiths, or look for a lane that's like gankable. Usually bottom's the best, because if you go top and your jungler happens to be top at the same time too for some reason, it's a free dragon for opponent team at the CLO range. Usually people don't see that, but as you go up, some people are smart enough and tell their team, hey, you should go do dragon, because suddenly it's a 2v4 bottom lane instead of like having an even matchup. Alright, so I guess this is the end of this. I'm probably gonna upload this little segment to YouTube and see how it goes. Maybe if people like it, I'll do this a lot more. But yeah, if anyone's watching that cares for me to spectate their game and maybe like talk about what I think they're doing wrong or doing right, and ways to improve your way to get out of like quote-unquote ELO hell, then I'm open to doing it. You can just like message me on Twitch or in chat, or you can add me in game, but I think my friends list is starting to fill up, so I'm not sure if I'll be able to just add people whenever. But if you're interested in this, just message me somehow, or like you can add me on Twitter, which would be best, because no one follows me on Twitter. I'm so sad. And message me on there and just say you want me to spectate your game or whatever, or help in ELO hell. Then I can talk to you about things you can do to improve and things I think you're doing right or wrong. when you play your game, and then hopefully things will work out, and then hopefully you can better improve yourself and move up in ELO rank, because honestly I feel like everyone should, like, anyone should be able to get to 1500. I feel like 1500 is like the minimum like ELO range for, like, you understand the game and you're mechanically okay at the game. But I think anyone should be able to do that. It's just a matter of, like, being able to see your own mistakes is kind of hard, so, and especially since it's a team game. And then having someone higher ELO, or just someone else looking over your game if you don't watch your own replays ever, really helps, because then you start seeing things that you probably wouldn't have before. So yeah, thanks for watching, I guess. I'll probably either play solo queue or grind normal, because I just need to get that IP for this weekend. That's another thing, if you don't see chat, he's asking if that's like all there is, and pretty much because that game was so short and the teams didn't really group up and like fight for objectives or anything, I can't say much outside of laning phase. But as far as laning phase goes, those mistakes I listed and stuff was pretty much what it came down to. I'm not sure if I did touch on this. I think I did, but he's asking about how he's losing the lane and he was getting zoned and like what he can do to like combat this. Pretty sure I said this, but one thing I noticed was he was pushing the lane even though he was losing, or pushing the lane and getting zoned really hard because he was behind of that, and because of that. So usually what you want to do is just not spend mana. Don't spend any mana on pushing. Don't try to push your lane at all. Focus on last hitting, you just with your auto attack or one spell and hitting only one creep. at a time, and try to keep it as close to your tower as possible. This way you have the protection of the tower, and you can call for ganks mid whenever you're behind, so your jungler has a better chance of catching mid, because that's one of the harder lanes to gank in a sense, even though I feel like it isn't because there's a lot of paths to go through. But that's one way to help yourself get back in the game mid. And definitely if mid has like killing spree going on, definitely call for a gank, because that guy's worth a lot more money, and if you get the kill or your jungler gets the kill, it just really helps your team out.